Hi everyone. So today, I guess our assignment, we're supposed to talk about healthcare models. And the model that I'm going to talk about is my hospital's philosophy. So our eye care values are integrity, compassion, attitude, respect, and excellence. And we have a shared mission where we are dedicated to improving life in a healing environment. And our vision is to be a premier provider of exceptional healthcare. So, this morning when I got up, I was reading the Fox 5 News, and it talked about a patient who was discharged from the University of Baltimore in Maryland. And this lady was out in the cold. All she had on was hospital slippers and a hospital gown. She was coughing, and she was like at a bus stop. And that is not exceptional health care to me. Yeah, I know sometimes you have to get people out, but provide them with something. So that reminded me about a patient that I had a couple weeks ago. Her diagnosis was alcohol intoxication, but she also had been beaten and abused by her husband. She had 3 broken ribs. She had bruises all over her whole body and a black eye. She also had a very severe case of lice, probably the most severe case of lice I've ever seen. And so after we got her sobered up, after we got all of her electrolytes back in balance, it was time, the doctors felt like it was time to discharge her. Unfortunately, it was after 5 o'clock, and her plans were to go to a women's shelter to continue her sobriety. So I called the doctor, got the discharge postponed, and I told him tomorrow I'm going to be here. I will be able to get her discharged. So at the time of discharge, it was realized this lady had no clothing. All of her clothing were in bags, and there was actually visible lice crawling all over in the bags. So the night nurse went out, bought her 2 pairs of pants, underwear, 3 shirts, a package of bras. She bought her a makeup case full of hygiene products, and then it was time for me to do my discharge teaching. When I brought in the clothing, the lady started to sob. She's like, "No one cares for me. No one's ever helped me like this before. Oh my gosh, you guys have gone way above and beyond." So I started to educate her about how to stay safe. Don't go out on the streets at night. Follow the program in the women's shelter. Use their resources to try to get gainful employment so that you can get out and live on your own. I also brought in the social worker to talk to her and give her the resources in case she wanted to file charges against the person who beat her up. They were able to also give her information about safety. I was able to obtain her a bus pass. I educated her, gave her maps of the streets and the location of where to go for the shelter that we had tried to make arrangements for her to go to. So as a nurse, my philosophy, I love Gene Watson's theory of caring. I pretty much base my nursing about caring for people, truly getting to know them. I feel for them. I felt for this lady. I could not imagine what she's been through. And then to have the stigma of lice and nobody wanting to go in the room because they're afraid of it. You know, I just like, suck it up, buttercup, go in the room, talk to this lady. She needs support. And so part of my education was supporting her, providing her with the resources. So at the time of discharge, we totally forgot about a coat. She's like, "All I have is this coat and it's full of lice. What do I do?" So I said, "Don't put it on. Don't even touch it. Give me a couple minutes. Let me see what we can do." I was going to go get her my coat out of the car and give it to her. But we were able to find her a nice coat. So an article that I found was by Davis, Tamayo, and Fernandez, and it was entitled "Because Someone Cared About Me, That's How It Changed Things." And this article talked about how nurses and social workers made a difference in these people's lives. They came and visited them several times a week if they needed, or once a week. And they actually cared about these people. So I was very happy with how our interdisciplinary team cared about, we'll say, Mrs. Jones, and helped her start her pathway to sobriety, provided her with the resources to be safe and hopefully productive. I truly hope that this lady has stayed on the path, made it to the shelter, and is staying sober, because being sober will be the key to her getting out of her circumstances. Unlike the lady in Baltimore who was just basically kicked out to the streets in the hospital gown and slippers. So this was one way that myself and the interdisciplinary team, I feel, demonstrated that we are a premier provider of exceptional health care, and that we are generally dedicated in improving life in a healing environment, and that we truly compare about others. Thanks. Have a great day.